Good morning and welcome to this weekly market update from AGM Markets. There's the 16th of August 2013. What we'll do today is go through some technical analysis on Euro dollar, cable, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, Aussie dollar, dollar CAD and gold. Basically just going to review what's been going on in the markets and look at any interesting setups or levels that I've noticed which may be of some use. We're not making any trade calls recommendations in this video. You trade at your own risk. If you could please read our full disclaimer on our website www.agmmarkets.com. And for any new followers, we have 3 moving averages on each of these charts. The red one is a 50 simple moving average. Actually, just double check. That's 50. I'll change to 50. Doesn't really make a massive amount of difference. Actually, I'll leave it on 55 because otherwise I'll have to change it on all the charts. The red one's a 55 simple moving average, the purple is a 100 simple moving average, and the gold is a 200 simple. Okay then, let's have a look at the euro dollar. This is the daily chart. Let's just briefly look at the weekly chart, and just in terms of the candle patterns, which I think are interesting. It really is just in grind higher mode on euro. You can see the last 4 weekly candles are all green. This current weekly candle is still green. But the key test here is this 200 week moving average. You can see we tested that and it's struggling to break above, but it is still grinding higher. This is the weekly candle here will be very, very key. If it does pop and close above, then we really could just fly up here, but the odds are I think it will close below, because I mean there's been 4 weekly candles in a row, and the odds are for a red candle, to be honest with you, in some sort of stalling. So that's the weekly context really, and the daily chart, you can see it's just been really grinding higher. The key level though that we test, I think we spoke about this in last week's video actually, I think we did, was this one, pretty much the 134 handle. So you can see that there, and surprise, I think this was on Monday or maybe on Friday even, we had that spike pretty much to the pip and we've sold off, and that's what's happened this week. The first few days have sold off a bit, and then yesterday's daily candle was a very key one, very bullish indeed. It engulfed the previous 3 candles, so it looks like we may get another test of that, but I would not be surprised to see it hold, because I mean I just think it's due a bigger retracement, to be honest with you. Normally when euro retraces, it likes to come down to the 50% level in my opinion, and that's a long way further down. But of course it can still keep on grinding higher, but it has been a tricky one. I mean summer trading does tend to be tricky, it tends to be quite choppy, and that's what we've seen a lot of days this week. A very choppy price action, especially Wednesday was just a horrible day really, just going sideways, very tight range. I'll flip this to the 15 minutes, you can see. So this was Wednesday. This it's good to use the period separators, I think, so you can see clearly which days are which. I mean, yeah, how big was that range? We're talking about a 40 pip range there, so from 132.40 to 132.80, 40 pip range, very choppy. There's not a lot of decent opportunities there. So yeah, that's what's been going on really. I mean, hopefully the end of August, start of September will be better, but of course there are still big moves out there. Yesterday, prime example, nice little level here just off the 132 handle, lovely 15-minute reversal, and you ripped higher up there. So for day traders, there's still plenty of opportunities out there. But in terms of the longer term charts, the daily is a tricky one really, because you could easily come up and pop. Even if we get a daily close above this 134 today or whenever really, then it really could rip up higher, and the odds will be for a test up here with this 130. Well, 137 is pretty much, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it keep on chopping around and then retrace a little bit further down towards maybe these moving averages. So it'd be interesting to see really. The 4-hour chart hasn't really been great, very choppy, just for sort of small candles here, just grinding higher. But for day traders, there's still plenty of opportunities, and you can see there's some decent levels going around. that was the level yesterday. 132s pretty much. You can see have some candles here, nice reversal candles, 4-hour candles, ripped up, decent opportunities going around. So yeah, there's still plenty of opportunities going around. Anyway, that's Euro chart. Cable on the daily, we spoke about this fib before. This fib's there from those lows to that high there, 50% rotated higher, lovely play there. Then we closed above this 200-day moving average. It came back down. We had a 2 daily candle test of that 200-day moving average, reversal, and we've ripped higher these last couple of days. Now the next key level really is this 157.30s up here. It looks like cable just wants to keep on grinding higher. I reckon yesterday's daily candle very bullish. Today's daily candle's already formed a nice bit of lower wick there. It's looking to grind higher towards those 57.30s. So that's the key level really on cable in my opinion. And on the 4-hour, in terms of fibs, that's a fairly decent one there. So from that low to that high there, let's draw it wide as you can see a bit clearer. Off the 61.8, lovely reaction, pretty much to the pip there. A little bit spiked below. There we go. A little pierce of the 61.8. Buyers came in, closed at above, well above the highs here, and then it's grinded higher. So that's. But I mean, the best way to play the fibs, I think, is just maybe look at candle action. A lot of people like to trade off pending orders, but I think you'll get a higher win rate personally if you wait for some sort of candle reversals. It can be on any time frame. You can shorten down to maybe 15 minutes, maybe, or 1 hour closes, etc. If you see a nice reversal, then that should indicate where it's going to go. Anyway, dollar Swiss. This is the daily chart. Lovely trendline support here. Lovely daily candle reversal there. The red body. There's even the green one there, and we've rotated higher there on dollar Swiss. But we've been capped here at the 200-day moving average and the 50. Was this the 55 or the 50? Yeah, 55-day. Would be the same as if it's the 50-day anyway. Yes, we've been capped here by these 2 moving averages. Yesterday's daily candle, huge reversal candle off those moving averages, so it looks like it may want to come down. But you can see in terms of this overall chart, very, very choppy. I mean, yes, it's like a 500 pip range, but in terms of a whole daily chart, it's not amazing really in terms of overall volatility. But for day traders, there is still plenty of volatility out there. I'm just going to flip to the 4-hour chart here, and yeah, surprise, surprise here. If you take that low, that high there, you can see lovely 61.8 is still holding, but it's being capped here in between the 50% and the 61.8% retracement level. So if it does want to hold, then it's got to get above that 50%, and then this 100 bar moving average on the 4-hour chart. But that yesterday daily candle is very, very bearish to me, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it grind back lower towards this trendline support here. I'm just interested to see if there's a trendline resistance on Euro. Yeah, I think there is, but it's broken out. That was the one there. That's the trendline resistance, and that got broken out. But yeah, the trendline, because we've been saying that over the last sort of few months really, that they do like to negatively correlate. So if euro dollar goes up, then dollar Swiss has been going down. So they've been very sort of mirror image charts, and the dollar Swiss is holding the trend line here, but on euro dollar that trend line is broken out. But that's the key context really on dollar Swiss in my opinion. Dollar yen, it's been slowly grinding lower. If you flip it to that weekly chart, it just indicates that it's due a retracement really, and it has started to get that. On the daily though, in terms of levels, it's all about this the 94 level. All about these 94s here. If we do come down, see what happens there. That could be an interesting support level. But yeah, quite a bit of a tricky, choppy week here on dollar Swiss. It came down here last week, came back up this week, tested the 50-day moving average and got held. So it looks like it may want to come back down and test this 200-day moving average. And if we close below that, then I think it's all about the 94s. But I'm only really interested, to be honest, if these 94s hold on the daily chart. 4-hour. Some decent fibs I think have been going on here, maybe off the 78.6 actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's the 78.6 level. You can see that first fib there, so from the swing high to the swing low. If you draw it out a little bit wider, you can see at 76 held to the pip, rotated down. And then if you draw the next swing low, so that was that one there, and then bring back down your high to that one there. I'll just draw this wider so you can see it clearer. Then that got sold off between the sort of 61.8% and 78.6% range. If you flip to the daily, if you flip it to the daily and zoom in, you can see that as a 61.8% close. So that's the fib there from highs to those lows, and that close below. And then let's go back to the 4 hour. So then that dip held, and then the next one will be from down here. And then we'll extend the high from where we bounced off. And then bam, surprise, surprise, we're getting held off at the 61.8s here. And grinding lower. So yeah, it does look like it wants to keep on grinding lower, I think, on dollar yen in terms of the bias, the overall bias. On the 4 hour it looks to go lower, and the daily wants to go lower. There's plenty, it just looks like it wants to go to 94s in my opinion, really. Aussie dollar, it's all about this daily chart. Is the first thing that hits me is this 55-day moving average. We're testing this at the minute, and it's trying to get above. If we get above, then it should come up and test this 100-day moving average. In terms of shorter term charts, this was the key fib here, but I think that's a 38.2 most probably. Let's have a look. There we go, 38.2, and a nice bit of confluence over the 55-day and the 100, not the 55-day, on the 4 hour chart, the 55 and the 100 SMAs. Nice bit of confluence there, and we're starting to rotate higher, so could be interesting at the end of the week if we do get that daily close above that 55-day moving average here. This fib could help it push up. So yeah, that's all the focus for me really on the Aussie dollar. It's had a big sell-off, so I think it's definitely due a retracement, and it's starting to get that retracement. But in order for that retracement to keep on happening, then I think it's all about the daily and weekly closes today. We need a daily candle close above this 55-day moving average, in my opinion. Yeah, it'd be an interesting one to watch that. Dollar CAD's quite an interesting chart. You've got this nice uptrend here. The fibs have been holding quite well. Let's flip it to the weekly. Yes, you've got a few trend lines as well playing out. Those two there, and then you've got another one here. But it's also been playing the fibs quite well as well. So the first one here was a 61.8. We've spoken about this one before. That's a 61.8. Then if you extend the high there and then move the low to this one here, you can see 61.8% again. That nice reaction there, rotated higher. And then this next little smaller one here, 61.8% retracement, rotated higher. And then this one up here, you can draw it from that low there, from that bounce off the trend line. Nice bit of confluence, 61.8 rotated higher. So that's all about the fibs really on the dollar CAD. But I mean, if you look at terms of the overall trend line, the bigger picture, this first trend line here, it does, or you can even draw that second one as well, it looks like it wants to come back down, in my opinion, and test the trend line. So if you want to look for short selling opportunities, this was one here off of this 50%. I think we spoke about this in last week's video actually. Rotated to the downside, and it's still trying, and this week it's just been trying to grind lower, been chopping around. You can see these last few daily candles. Then if you want to look at the even smaller time frame, the 4 hour chart, this fib here is also holding as well, so another short setup. So it does look like it wants to grind lower, and those two fibs have been very, very nice, and they're still in play. So that's the focus for me really on dollar CAD, and in terms of the bigger picture, that's what's going on. So yeah, there's been lots of opportunities for longs and shorts really in terms of playing the fibs. The shorts are still in play now, and also the longs are currently still in play from this one here. So yeah, it's a very 50-50 at the minute, but I prefer to take a look. Well, I prefer to take a short and then grind it down lower to this trendline support, and then maybe look for longs. That's done for the forex. Let's have a look at gold. We've started to get a nice pop up. I mean, as we say, if you flip to the weekly, huge sell-off similar to Aussie dollar. I'd only personally be looking interested in longs really, because I think it's a higher odds play for a retracement back up, and that's what's been going on really. This first fib here, from those highs to lows there, 38.2 rotated higher, and we've got a daily candle close above the 100-day moving average now, so it really could rip up here, up towards this 200-day moving average. And the 4-hour chart, nothing massively of interest really. I mean, there's smaller fibs in play. This one here was a nice one off the 38.2, nice bit of confluence as well on the 100-day, the 100 SMA, very similar to Aussie there. You can see that fib from lows to highs, 100 SMA and 38.2, and on gold, 100 SMA and 38.2 rotated higher as well, so keep an eye out on that. Okay, then that's all for today. Hope you found that video useful. If there's any other pairs that you want to have a look at next week, then feel free to comment under the YouTube feed or the Twitter feed. Have a great rest of the week trading, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks for watching.